Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. It is still bright outside. I'm actually going to take a shower and more than likely not go to bed, but we had another football scrimmage, which I found out is actually the last one. They do not have another one that's next week. I think they had the 3 weeks of the scrimmages. The other team ended up canceling. Then they have 2 weeks off, I think. Then it's the official start of the football season, sort of. I guess official start. It's actually the first game doesn't count, and I think they get to schedule it with who they want, but it's kind of like a scrimmage game, but it's like an official kind of sort of game. I think they're not doing like kickoffs and punt return, you know, like that kind of stuff, but they will have real referees there. It just doesn't also count as a real like score or anything like that, but that is also going to need to be recorded. I think I'm good for the next 3 weeks. I don't need to go back for any recording or anything like that. But guys, today well, also to an update on last week, because I was telling you guys how I was so concerned. They had the way they had it set up and everything like that. The thing was is that they had it so that I have to record like every play or every like series, and the thing is that I didn't know when it was like on and off and on and off, because there was no way to tell on the screen that I was using. Well, it turns out that it looks like I at least got the majority of the footage, which was really awesome. I thought that I had been like recording when they were like in the huddle and not when they're actually doing the plays. I thought I was like one off or whatever, which I might have been on the last set because they ended up changing the battery, and then I think the coach might have started it, whereas when he actually like put the camera back up, like, you know, because I use like the tripod camera, so the camera goes all the way up, like, you know, way past, like, they actually had it almost in the goalpost this week, but it goes up like to, you know, like goalpost almost height kind of, and so it's, you know, really tall up in the air so that they can see like the top down kind of view of the, you know, of the football field. So they, you know, but I sit on the ground and I can't see anything that's in the camera when it's up that high, and it wasn't showing on the screen when it was recording, and there was no like on off like button or light or something like that that like you could tell it was on or off. I just had to click the little button and hope that I was on with like all of the sections and segments and stuff like that. Thankfully, like I said, my dad went over the footage and it looks like the mass majority of it I did end up getting last week, which was awesome. This week what they had for me was the iPad. So they use like Huddle, I think, or something like that, and most schools will use that or some type of like sideline, you know, like streaming kind of thing, so that they can instantly play back and review like the footage and like that kind of stuff as well. They have more advanced technology. Like when Matthew was in school, I don't think that they had that. I think maybe they had like a TV or something like that maybe they could view some of the stuff back with, or like in live time, or it might have been like on a slight delay, so like you can go back and watch it. But they also only had one camera and it was up in like the press box, which they also have, plus they also had drones today. I don't think they can use drones at actual football games because it conflicts with like the actual like game and stuff like that. So I'm good in the end zone with my end zone camera, and then they can also be up in the press box, like normally on the roof or press box or whatever, to record from there as well. So, but like I said, I sit down in the, you know, the end zone with my, you know, with my little iPad, and we figured it all out too. Like it ended up working because I had to click the record button on the iPad, but it tells me when it's on and off, so it was much easier this week. And then I also had the little like the little remotes that I use to like control the camera so that I can zoom in, zoom out, you know, move the thing around, all that kind of stuff. I was able to use those, and the thing is they're actually on there like velcroed on, so I was able to take those off. So I was just looking through like the iPad with those things, because it's normally all in like one little, like, you know, like kind of like if you have like a Nintendo Switch or like the Wii U, that like kind of like that, but those little things kind of like the joysticks on a Nintendo Switch, like they come off. It's kind of like that, very very similar to it, almost exactly. It's literally like a video game, but they have the little screen thing, and the only thing is that the screen thing on the one that's for the actual camera setup, not just the iPad, has a little like cover so that it shades out the sun. Like I didn't have any issue with it really last week. The only thing was I noticed I was like hunched over a lot. This week I used the iPad and it was really hard to see at the very beginning. Then all of a sudden the iPad overheats like 10 minutes into it because I'm sitting in the direct sun. And so the coach comes over. We ended up getting a umbrella set up so that I could sit in the shade because I had also forgot to put sunscreen on. I remembered last week. Then this week I was like, there feels like there's something that I'm forgetting. Sure enough, I forgot sunscreen, but thankfully it was only a handful of minutes in that the iPad starts overheating. And then we ended up getting this all set up so I was out of the sun, which was really nice. So I don't think I got sunburned because I was not, like I said, in the sun for very long before the iPad was like, nope, it's too hot. And it wasn't even hot either. I had originally showed up, I was like, I might actually bring a jacket because it, like, last week it was cold once the sun started setting. We actually were there about 2 hours, actually no, or way earlier than that. I think we got home about 9 o'clock last week. We were home before 6 o'clock today, I think. And so it was a lot earlier. They also had it start earlier because they had something else going on in the field at like 5 o'clock. So they were, or 5:30. So they were done by about 5 o'clock with the whole scrimmage, and it started at, I think, 3, so it was only like maybe 2 hours long. So it wasn't that long of a scrimmage anyway, and like I think compared to last week maybe it was a little bit longer. Last week it also started later, so then we ended up ending like later. Like I think it didn't start till like 6 o'clock or something like that, and then I think it ended like maybe 8, and then like I said, we didn't get home until close to 9 o'clock last week. So we're home way earlier today, and so like I said, I like this time last week I still wasn't even home yet. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna take a shower and just, I'm kind of done for the day anyway with stuff. But like I said, I'm just, you know, like that's how I'm gonna wrap up today. But thankfully, you know, once we got the little umbrella thing set up, which we had it like taped to like one of these, like the boxes for the cameras, and it started blowing away at one point, but then it was fine after that. I kind of had to move one of the boxes to like put it in front so it wouldn't blow away, but we were actually good after that, which was awesome, and I didn't have a problem. iPad was fine. We did have to change the battery one time, and other than that we were all good. So we had really no problems after the initial 10 minutes of the iPad. You know, like I said, overheating from the sun, which is, you know, kind of to be expected. But like I was saying, it wasn't even that hot today. It was only like 74 maybe as a high, but in the direct sun, and it was breezy too, so it was actually pretty cool. But when you're in the direct sun, like it was kind of warm. So like I said, we got everything fixed, everything handled very quickly early on, kind of worked out, like I said, the bugs, and never had another issue with the iPad getting too hot. And I was out of the sun, so I didn't get sunburned or anything. And you know, like I said, it looks like everything from last week worked out too, so hopefully everything I recorded was right for this week, and you know, got everything, and you know, that kind of stuff. The only thing was that before I was in the shade, it was really hard to see, so I'm not sure if like I caught everything right or could see everything, because like I couldn't really count like the kids. Normally I can count and be like, okay, there's like, you know, so many guys on the line and like, you know, whatever, but I couldn't really see because it was so sunny. And like I said, the sun was like creating such a, you know, like glare on the iPad that I couldn't see very well. So thankfully, seems like everything worked out. Thankfully, don't have to go again next week, and I got 3 weeks off before official football starts, which also seems really weird because I know that like summer feels like it's been going on for forever because we've had nice weather since like March. It's been days that have been in like 80s and 70 degrees since March, and then we had some cold days mixed in there too. But like now I'm like, I can't believe that, like, you know, football's officially starting, which is, even though it's still kind of summer during that time, it's like it's gonna be fall, you know, and very, very quickly, and that just feels really weird to me. Like already we're like it's gonna be fall real soon. So anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go take a shower and then, I don't know, watch TV or do something for the rest of the day. But I'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.